Good evening, APLGO Nation. This is Ruth Main calling in from a little teeny tiny village in the middle of Ohio. It is great to be here tonight. You know, when I got asked to host this call, I have to tell you, I love doing presentations. I love doing trainings, but more than all of that, I love to listen to Mary Esther Gilbert. If you do not have a pen and paper, please get one right now. Yes, we are recording this, but you're going to want to take notes. Every time I listen to Mary Esther, I learn so much. And I will just tell you, she has helped me personally so much from my personal consult with her. And I know that she just happens to offer discounts to anybody in APL. So after tonight, you may want to get in touch with her. As you all know, we're talking about BTY or beauty tonight. Mary Esther has been in this space, a nutritional, holistic nutritionist for 40 years. And I don't want to steal any of her thunder because I know this is going to be a little bit of a long call because beauty is such an incredible product. I'll let her make her own introduction. So Mary Esther, you know how I feel about you. You know how APLGO Nation feels about you. Please come up and let's talk about beauty tonight. You guys give her a virtual welcome. Yay, Mary Esther. Come on up. Oh, I have to unmute you. There you go.
Hi there.
Oh,
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. It is so great to be back with you again.
Oh, it's so much fun to do calls with you, Ruth. And by the way, you are looking healthier. Every time I see you, you look fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, these products, I just don't know what to say about them. We are all looking younger. Everybody's skin is glowing and people are feeling better. And we're just seeing such incredible results. And tonight's product is one of everybody's favorites. We're going to get into a lot of the reasons why, but I want to start off by just asking you, just in general, the overall benefits of this wonderful product. And then we're going to kind of get into the weeds a little bit.
Sure.
Go ahead. Tell us the benefits of beauty.
Okay. Wow. Let's just jump right in there.
Yes.
So it's so great to see everyone, by the way, and thank you for being here and thank you for, wanting to hear what I have to say. I've got so much pent up information in this head of mine, and I'm always writing and researching and learning, and I'm so happy to impart this knowledge. Just comes spilling out of me. So I like Q&As. I love when when Ruth especially does the calls, because somehow we get the synergy going and we feed off of each other. So this is going to be really fun. All right, so let's do beauty. Now, I really summarized this. Now, in the book, since I did a lot of research, a lot of digging into the scientific research, and there's tons of it, by the way, thousands of articles in hundreds or maybe even thousands of scientific journals that have studied these botanicals for a very long period of time. So there's a lot of science behind them. But tonight, I'm just going to kind of give you an outline as how they pertain to the BTY. And yes, everyone here looks fabulous, by the way. So you must be taking the drops, and probably the BTY has the most benefit, because it has so many variety, and you're getting a whole range of phytonutrients that your body is desperately searching for and definitely can use every single second of the day. So, so let's get going on this. All right. The first one is the aloe leaf gel. So that is known to activate all these detoxification systems in the body. And we're talking about the liver, the skin, the bowels, the lymph nodes, the things that sometimes get swollen because people get synthetic chemicals and toxins stuck in there and they get swollen and their circulatory system, just bogs down. Okay. So there's all kinds of detoxification mechanisms in the body. So the aloe vera leaf really stimulates that system. And I like it because it's a very calm way to detoxify. I don't ever advocate all these harsh detoxification, systems that are out there. That just makes you dump all your toxins that you've been storing in your body for all these years, for many, many years, because of our environment and all kinds of other things. So this is a great way to detox. All right, so it also improves, well, when you detox, you're improving your skin because the microcirculation underneath the cells all over your body, especially in the face, it shows up in the face, because everyone sees it. So It improves the skin conditions there, and it also normalizes the pH. So when you have a too acidic condition in the body, but from putting all the wrong things in your body and being chronically dehydrated and storing all these toxins, then your body's going to go into this severe inflammation mode. So this, and then that means your body's in a very acidic condition. So this kind of brings it back to the middle, which should be around 6.0. Your pH balance should be at 6.0. There's a way to actually measure your body's pH. Just go to a drugstore and buy those little pH strips, and you just put it to your tongue, and it turns a certain color, and you match it up to the color key that's provided, and you'll see what your pH is. So it should rest around 6.0, you know, from 6.0 to maybe 7 at the most. So you want to stay in that range. All right, so aloe vera does that. It's an anti-inflammatory. It assists the immune system. There's so many mechanisms in place that will trigger the immune system response. And so the phytochemical compounds in all of these botanicals in this formulation will help your body identify all of these things that don't belong in the body and help destroy them. Okay, so it's also an antibacterial, antifungal, and it normalizes the gastrointestinal tract conditions. So that's a very important thing, to maintain the balance pH and the beneficial microorganisms that give off oxygen and overtake the illness-causing microorganisms. So this is what the aloe vera does. And a heck of a lot more. But again, this is just a brief, rendition of what it does. So the next one is the apple, the ordinary, regular apple that you see at the grocery stores all the time. You'd never think that it was such a superfood, but it's actually very good for improving your blood circulation, and it soothes the digestive system. So if you have a gastric upset, it soothes the digestive system, and it's shown to prevent abnormal hormone production in the pituitary gland, which is the master gland in the brain that controls all the other glands in the body and all of their hormones. So it actually helps balance hormones. And so when you have your balanced hormones, then you're more beautiful, your moods are better. And so there's a lot of things that affect the personality when your hormones are out of balance. Okay, so it reduces a lot of what are called free radicals. Anything that does not belong in the body is a free radical. At the molecular level, the atomic level, it's got missing electrons, and the body holds on to its electrons. It cannot live and be healthy and function properly without the atoms in your body at the submolecular level that have plenty of electrons. So once the body is forced to give off electrons to some unknown damaging substance, then your cells can be damaged as well. So we want to prevent that. So the apple is very good antioxidant for that. It's shown to prevent abnormal hormone production. So, it helps, like I said, regulate the glands in the body. And let's see, it also regulates your fat metabolism, your sugar metabolism, and it improves how the body uses cholesterol. So our bodies do need a certain amount of cholesterol. It'll actually manufacture cholesterol if you don't have it in the diet. But this is for healthy structures, and it's a precursor for literally thousands of hormones the body makes. And these hormones are not only important for regulating the reproductive system, it's also important for the starting and stopping of multiple trillions of cellular processes that your body, being alive, being dynamic, is always undergoing changes and responses. There's stimulation that we get from anything from what we eat to how we respond to stress, the way the amount of sleep that we get. So all these things are going on in the body all the time. So the hormones are really necessary, working with the nervous system to start and stop all of these processes all the time. So the apple is very soothing and very calming to the system, and it provides the nutrient factors that will allow the system to function everything as normally as possible. Okay, so now we've got the artichoke leaf, and it helps regulate sugar as well, and your fat metabolism. So be careful of the amount and types of fats that you eat. Stay away from heated oils, hydrogenated fats, trans fats, all the oils that have been transformed into plastics. So those stick to the arteries, those clog up the microcirculatory systems in the body, including the lymph nodes, and it sticks to the blood vessels and forms plaques. So all of those things need to just stay out of the body. Your body has a real problem dissolving these things. Okay, so the artichoke leaf, along with the apple, just like the apple, helps regulate the sugar and fat metabolism, helps improve the cholesterol metabolism and how your body digests and utilizes fats. So when you use fats properly, especially if you exercise, then you're not likely to store the fats along with the synthetics, which are similar to fats. Those molecules are very similar. Your body doesn't always know the difference. So eating a diet that's with healthy fats, such as the artichoke leaf and all these other botanicals in the formulation, will help you control all of your hormones, because those are all the precursors to hormones, and also control how your body regulates your blood sugar. Okay. Gosh, I just want to go on and on and on, Ruth, for every single one of these, but I know I've got to hold it back. But I'm hoping I'm giving enough information to everyone to help you feel very impressed with what these drops do, because they contain the genetic instructions of every one of these botanicals that tell your body what to do. It's as if you're eating the food, okay? Because when we digest foods, that's all we're doing is reducing it down to that DNA level, and that's already done in the drops.
Mary Esther, one of the questions that came in is, how can a product work like beauty when from the inside, when you're taking it as a product for what we perceive to be the outside? Now, I know you just touched on some of that because of the ingredients, and I think that's going to be the answer, but the ingredients in it are what help our innards, right?
Yeah, because it's at the molecular level. Your cells have these membranes, and on those membranes are identifying proteins. So anything that you ingest and reduce it down to the submolecular level or molecular level, and it's circulating in the bloodstream, and it's arriving at all of these sites all over the body and are being absorbed in through those cell membranes. And that is how we, in the cell is where health and disease begin. Okay, health starts there, disease starts there. So if things aren't functioning at the microcell level, at the macro level where you can see it, it's going to manifest into either optimal health or the degenerative disease process. So everything's happening at that microcell level. So if you've got healthy cells in your skin, then you're going to have enough nourishment circulating up to the skin level of the skin cells. You're going to have oxygenation, nutrients, and water, hydration. The right types of fats will lubricate. Everything is going to produce flexible, youthful, and not easily damaged cells. So the aging process is watching how the cells are being damaged at a rapid rate. So you want to slow that down. All it takes is being properly nourished at the micro level.
Does that mean that beauty can actually help some of our organs on the inside of our body? I mean, we all know our skin is the biggest organ in our body, and we have to take care of it from the inside out. And as far as I know, this is one of the only, if not the best product on the market to do that. But it sounds like it can also kind of help the other organs in our body. Would that be the case?
Yes, because these botanicals will improve the circulatory system, the distribution of nutrients, and the oxygenation of your cells, and the hydration. So, we need oxygen. We can't live more than 2 or 3 minutes unless you can hold your breath, 4 or 5 minutes, like a deep diver would. But we can't live without oxygen for just a few minutes. And then the second thing we need is water. If we don't hydrate, we start shriveling up, literally. Our cells are being destroyed. They're just shriveling up and dying at a rapid pace. And we can't survive without water for about 2 or 3 days. Me, if I don't have a glass of water every few hours, or maybe even every 2 hours, I drink a ton of water, right? Then I'm awfully thirsty and I can't function. So I can only imagine someone who has to go without water for more than a 24-hour period or longer. So we definitely need oxygen and water. And so with those two elements, we need to distribute those nutrients when we ingest foods or when we ingest the nutrient factors that are in the cell, in the drops.
One of the biggest things, and I don't know if she's on here tonight or not, I have a gal on my team that had to wear a wig for over 20 years because she had too many perms, and she had absolutely no hair, just a few wisps. And within 6 months, people on my team have seen her, they know her, so they've seen it. Within 6 months, her hair was down past her ears. And now she's been on it for a year and her hair's down past her shoulders. Can you talk about why beauty is good for hair growth and stopping hair loss? Because we all know, I mean, guys, some of you look sexy bald, but I've never seen a woman that gets a compliment when she has thinning hair. And it's very hard on us personally as women when we go out. I have friends that have very thinning hair. Can you address that a little bit?
Yes, again, it's a microcirculatory issue. If you're damaging your cells on your scalp and you're absorbing these synthetic toxins from the dyes or from the chemicals from, making the hair curly and whatnot, all of these chemicals destroy the cells in your skin, and they destroy the cells that grow hair. Okay, your hair growth cells. If you were to look at a diagram, I'm sure if you look online, you can find a little squared off diagram of the different layers of the skin. And then underneath the skin are all the blood vessels and the capillaries and the fat cells, that ooze the lubricants, for your scalp. So all of that gets destroyed. And your body has the ability to regenerate those cells and start regrowing.
Mary Esther,
if the DNA, if the genetic instructions for growing your hair is still intact somewhere in your body, because the DNA has instructions for every single part of your body, every single system. So if you go bald and you start nourishing your hair, your scalp, and regrowing those cells, because the DNA knows how to regenerate those cells. You need sunlight, you need hydration, you need vitamins and minerals, you need enzymes, raw foods, organic foods, none of these synthetic chemicals that are non-organic foods. Don't say you can't afford it, because I've been at my poorest before and I'm still able to afford organics. They have more nutrients and you don't need as much food when you're fully nourished like that. Okay, so anyway, that was just a little aside, but it's possible to regrow your hair. Years ago, I had dark hair and I started getting white hair right here, and it looked so funny to me. So I kept dyeing this area right here, and I was going bald there. So after doing my, due diligence, homework, research, I went ahead and started getting more sunlight, and I started using more essential oils of lavender that I would rub into my scalp, and that's supposed to stimulate the growth of the herbs as well. But so many other botanicals, because they have the phytonutrient compounds that many of these botanicals in our formulations have, so you can just take BTY and it starts regenerating those cells anyway. So yeah, it's really important to understand the microcirculatory importance of every single cell in the body, including the hair follicles.
Is that one of the reasons that when people start taking beauty, I've had a couple people that actually will have skin breakouts before they start looking better, because beauty is detoxing the dermis, the bottom layer of the skin where skin lotions and potions can't get to. And is it rebuilding that and helping the collagen uptake so we all have that supple, sexy look as we get older?
Let me write that down so I have 2 points to make on that. I want to write that down so I don't forget. Okay, so again, it's a microcirculatory issue. And when you take in nutrients, first they have to hit the bloodstream. So it's being distributed all over the body. So it's not just a matter of nourishing, the 3 skin layers on the top of your head or on the top of your skin. That is sloughed off on a normal basis. New skin cells are always being produced. So your old cells are sloughed off at the top. So when you wash your face, you're wiping off all of the dead cells that have formed and are ready to be released. So your body's always making new cells, new skin. So the more nourished you are, the more hydrated you are, the more oxygenated you are, the better the cells will function. And in this case, hair growth, or even skin beauty, youthful skin that acts at the cell level like someone who is much younger. And you can reverse the aging process that way, and also collagen is a protein, and the only way to rebuild your collagen is to make sure you're getting enough animal-derived protein. You can't get collagen from plants. It's an animal-derived protein. So it's important to add that element to your daily nutrient, intake.
Wonderful. So it sounds like beauty, and I know that beauty along with the MLS are two of your favorite products just because of the ingredients. But if somebody were to start taking beauty as an overall benefit for their body from the inside out, the ingredients in it are really going to help everything in their body as well as their looks. But is it going to make them feel younger as well the longer they take it?
Yes, because it contains the phytonutrient factors that bind to all of these synthetic chemicals that we collect over our life. We can't avoid them. They're in the air, they're in the water, they're in some of the foods we eat, and they're definitely in the synthetics that we apply to our skin. Try not to use synthetic skincare or shampoo. Stick to the organics. They have a lot more benefits for your health than these synthetic versions. When you look at a bottle of makeup or a shampoo or conditioner or any lotion or anything like that, you will see a lot of chemicals, and so our body will absorb them and store them in the fatty tissues. And over time, it releases all these toxins all over the body, all these free radicals that are being released as your cells try to replicate and duplicate your DNA, transcribe them into newly forming cells. So that process can cause all kinds of abnormal conditions, including tumors and all kinds of horrible things. So you want to avoid all of that. I think I didn't answer your question. I think I went off on a tangent, Ruth.
No, actually, you really did. But I want to take that a step further. If you had to pick out one of the biggest reasons, and I know this is a tough question, but a lot of people, beauty is one of those products that, especially men, they kind of say, well, I don't think I need that. If you could pick out the biggest reason that everybody should take beauty long-term, not short-term, what would that be, both for men and for women?
That is to eliminate all of those synthetic chemicals, those toxic pesticides that are in the air, that are in some of the foods, even organic foods. There's this pesticide drift that goes into these organic farms. It's not as saturated as the farms that spray their chemicals, but these are all linked to degenerative disorders of the nervous system, the hormonal system, the brain. It affects memory, it affects the reproductive system, it affects your sexual libido. I mean, it affects everything in the body. So your cells are constantly being challenged. It will reduce the intelligence or the DNA information in your immune cells. I mean, this is really bad news. So a lot of these botanicals have the phytochemical compounds that are kind of similar, to the synthetics, but will bind to these toxic chemicals so your body can eliminate them safely.
That's wonderful. And folks, if you have any questions, we don't have time for a lot, but if you have any questions that we kind of haven't covered tonight, please write them on the chat and we'll do our best to get to them. The biggest benefit that I know a lot of the people that I know have seen from beauty is the suppleness in their skin. Now, I know you had said that a lot of that comes from the collagen from animal-derived fats. They have all the amino acids and everything that our bodies need. What is it in beauty that is really giving us all that supple, taking away the fine lines, helping with acne and things like that? Why does that work so well, since it is plant-derived and doesn't have the collagen in it?
Okay, aside from cleansing the blood and all of the lymph system, all of the organs, to get rid of those terrible toxins, right? Our bodies can eliminate them using the phytochemicals in these botanicals. Also, they contribute to cell structure. So a lot of these plants will help build the strength and resiliency and the flexibility of cells at the microcell level. So when you have flexible, strong cells, then that translates into flexible, strong skin, better muscle tone, also being able to digest and utilize fats more efficiently so that you don't store them under the skin, but use them to build better, cells. So there's a lot going on, So it will help improve all these phytochemical compounds, there are literally thousands of them, and in the book I cover them in detail because they are utilized by the body in all these different systems to improve the cell functioning of literally every single body system. The brain, the nervous system, the glandular system, the digestive system, the hormonal system, every single system is improved because it's cleaner and it's running more efficiently.
And I think that's the biggest reason that everybody should take beauty. And I know a lot of us women do. In fact, this call is dominated by women tonight. But on the other side of that, for men, this is going to work just as well for men as it is for women, is it not?
Oh, absolutely. There's nothing in there that is going to change any hormones one direction or another. It just provides the precursors for your genetic will determine how to use these precursors and utilize them according to your gender, because men and women have a different set of hormones. They have a different set of regulatory pathways that will make the male versus make us female, so it's a big divergent path when it comes to our genders. So these are just nutrients. They're precursors to everything the body needs to make the right molecules and therefore build the right cells.
Let's see, my eyebrow hair is growing from gray to black. Is that from beauty or from Hepper? That comes from Linda McBee. And we also have a lot of other people that their hair color has gone back to a natural color because of beauty, we're assuming. Is that correct?
Hair color is very tricky. It has to do with a lot of things. A lot of the phytochemicals have been shown to help the cells improve. There's a lot more mechanisms at work here. Otherwise, my hair would be black too because I'm so well nourished because I practice what I teach. I'm exposed to all this information all the time. Or maybe it's just my mind. I really like my gray hair, But
I like it too.
But yeah, but some people, their bodies will respond differently, and they might have some kind of genetic predisposition to have darker hair. And there might be some trigger mechanism in one of these phytochemical compounds or more. There's, like I said, there's literally thousands of these very beneficial plant compounds that will trigger something in that person's DNA to reverse the hair color. So hair color is based on protein and all kinds of other different nutrient factors.
So one more question, and then I'm going to take the last question from Carol Jameson before we close it out tonight. Many people know that my daughter was diagnosed with leukemia when she was 5 years old. And of course, she lost all of her hair. And we have a lot of people on the team that are battling that same scenario. And beauty has actually helped them a lot. Is beauty one of those products that can not only support their skin and their dermis and their insides as people are going through that kind of treatment, can it actually help nourish their body back to a state of health as they go through that process?
Yes, absolutely. Once you correct things that are damaged at the DNA level, our DNA reads the DNA information off of the nutrients we take in, of the plant factors that we take in these botanicals, in these formulations. So it's DNA to DNA. And whatever sequence of genes that need splicing in to repair our own cells, that's what our cells do. That's how compatible we are to these botanicals on this planet. We are, when you look at a plant cell, it has all the same microcomponents: protein manufacturing sites, fatty acid building sites, sugar regulating sites, detoxification, building and replicating the cells into new cells. All of this information is being passed back and forth between plant cells and our own cells. So yes, we have the capacity to regenerate and improve and recover just about anything. And I don't know if you've heard of Linus Pauling. He was a two-time Nobel Peace Prize winner. He always was quoting around how nutrients are 99%, would resolve 99% of the world's health issues. And in the 40 years that I've been helping people get well, the 30 years that I had my practice, I saw clients on a regular basis. I saw this in action. I saw how their bodies would transform in spite of all these other issues, in spite of all these other things that they were doing for their health, namely like the medical system. They they don't have training in nutritional healing. So in spite of all the side effects they were experiencing and years of nutrient deficiencies, their bodies, once they were properly nourished, fixed just about everything. And I'm talking about, you can name it from A through Z, all these different health issues.
Wow. Carol's question is, does beauty help strengthen the connective tissue in your body? Which is a great question.
Yeah, several things will help your connective tissue regenerate, and that is protein, because it's made out of collagen. Collagen is a protein. And you also need the right types of fats, because fatty acids are the ones that help build and help stimulate the growth of new tissues. So you need those. You need vitamins and minerals, so you need a healthy diet. Don't cook everything to death. Try to eat as many raw plant foods as possible. Juicing is wonderful. But also you need the plant factors, which are abundant in our formulations. So all these phytochemical compounds are so diverse in how they help the body regenerate itself. So, taking in as many of these different plant foods as possible is perfect, because they're all in our drops. If you were to go out and try to eat all these foods, you'd have some real digestive issues, because that's a lot of bulk and fiber to take in to extract all of these phytochemical compounds that are abundant in our drops.
Absolutely. Jo Bell says she was having trouble sleeping after being prescribed a steroid in response to COVID, and an associate said that taking beauty at night with relax, it will supercharge the relax. Can you speak to that?
Okay, so was it a stimulant that she was given because of
a steroid? Yeah.
A steroid, yeah. Okay, so I'm not a medical doctor, even though I can say something about that, but I cannot address that part of it. But what I can tell you is, when you nourish your body and your circulatory system is increased, your oxygenation, you're going to feel more alert and more awake. So the way to counter that is to try to be more physically active, and so to not be sedentary, because that stimulates the cell regenerative process, which your body does best when it's sleeping. So if you want to counter some of the effects of the medications, then what you can do is to take the drops, eat a healthy diet, exercise as much as you can, unless you're debilitated. But even lying down, you can still move your arms around, you can still flex your muscles, you can still stretch. That's very good. I mean, look, people who take yoga, they have excellent circulatory, system. So there's a way to increase your circulation and to improve how it's working.
Fantastic. These products, guys, are just so incredible, and we could go on forever. I want to first thank everybody for being here, especially with the mix-up, and it is being recorded. But I want Mary Esther to take a moment and just promote her book for a second, because I know that this book has helped me so much in educating people about our botanicals. And if you don't have the book, you might want to go get it. And then, Mary Esther, any closing thoughts you might have about beauty? And folks, remember, BTY is the product of the month this month. It started today. It goes through Friday. You get a BOGO. So if you buy 2, you're going to get 2 free. This is the perfect week to go in and get that and stock up on beauty. That actually gives you 4 months worth of beauty at 1 lozenge a day for the price of 2. And even new people can order that if they're just signing up. So Mary Esther, I'm going to give you the floor to close out a little bit about your book and just any closing thoughts you want to talk about beauty.
Okay. Let me just say a few more things about beauty, and then I'll tell you about my book. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. So basically, the botanicals in this formulation are going to cleanse your system. They're going to help your body get rid of synthetic chemicals, which are bogging you down and affecting how you look, affecting your complexion, and your skin in general, all over your body. So getting rid of those toxins is really important for skin health and appearing more attractive. Okay. Also, the chemical compounds in all these wonderful botanicals also help improve your circulatory system, and at the cell level, they work to increase energy production. So inside your cells are these energy producing factories. So once all the junk is cleared out, then it's more free to address your energy requirements. Okay, so the phytochemical compounds definitely have been shown to do that. They've been shown to, I mean, this is all science and it's in the book. And I back the book up with thousands, literally. I don't know, I haven't counted, or I don't know if you have, Ruth, the number of scientific citations that I have in the book, but there are tons of them. There's an overwhelming amount of science in the book. But anyhow, so I learned that all of these different systems in the body are going to be functioning optimally. You know, first you cleanse and detoxify, and then you get your cells replicating correctly so that they function. And this, I'm talking about every single body system, whether it's all your organs or even your bones or your hormones, whatever, you know, it's going to be improved. The whole system is going to work better and be more efficient. And that translates into better health, vibrancy. And when you're vibrantly alive, you're going to look more attractive, you know, and you're going to be irresistibly attractive, not just physically, but I'm talking about at the energetic frequency level. You know, our bodies hold light energy. And when you're healthier, you vibrate at a higher frequency. Now, we're talking physics here, and there's plenty of science behind that too. But so once you start doing that, your life will transform. You will transform your thoughts, your perspectives. Everything will start elevating you to the person you were meant to be before you were taken down, you know, by all these toxins and all the stress. You'll be able to handle stress better. You'll have different perspectives about how to handle stress better. Your perspectives about your relationships will be different because you'll be operating on a much higher operating system, you know. So anyway, I just wanted to encourage people to try the BTY because it's just full of these beautiful botanicals that are on this planet. And we've gotten it down to the point where you can utilize the DNA that's in these plants, which are the genetic instructions of the plant, and therefore are so compatible with our own genetic instructions of how we improve our health.
I couldn't have said it better. Honestly, I could listen to you, as you know, all day and all night and keep asking questions, but I know we have to wind this up tonight. So in closing, tell everybody about your new book and how they can get it.
Yeah, you can go to my website, holisticchoices.com, and click on the books by the author, or books by Mary Esther. I forget, I changed things around a bit on the website, but just click on the book page and it'll take you to the page where I've written some books. And then just scroll to the bottom, and that's where the latest book is, which is the Potent Superfoods for Lifelong True Health. It includes all of the plants that are in all of the drops, plus about 60 more. I added a lot more botanicals there too, just for the fun of it, just for the benefit of humankind. You know, I just want the population to be healthy and experience what it's like to transform your health and transform your life. Really, we need a healthier population in this world so that we become more alert and more able to just say no to a lot of the things that we didn't even know were hurting us, you know, kind of thing. So awakening humanity in that way, I feel like that's my job here. But yeah, that's what the book pretty much will show you. It'll be a reference you'll be referring to hopefully the rest of your life, and you'll be able to, if you want even more information, you can check out all of those scientific research documents. They're all peer-reviewed studies. You don't want to choose any particular one study because that might be not done fully and correctly, and the conclusions of that study may not be that accurate. There might be some leeway into understanding plants by seeing what one group of scientists have done. But over time, and when scientists all over the world have contributed to the base knowledge of how these botanicals work in the body, they've done all sorts of different ways of experimenting and seeing the outcomes of their experiments in both animals and humans, and at the what are called in vitro studies, where studies are done just in the laboratory on petri dishes, where they see what cells do when they interact with all these different things, all these different scenarios. But yeah, so if you want to know more about these botanicals after the, because when I compile these monographs, they're modeled after the German Commission E monographs, which for years they have produced scientific evidence of how botanicals work in the body. So I kind of modeled the book after that. So they're like the German Commission E monographs that have been around forever. But so extracting all that science, into like bulleted form, and you'll be amazed because you'll see all the things that have been discovered about these botanicals, these amazing things that these botanicals do for the body, that you cannot go wrong. And the body understands this information so well, and anything else is foreign. Anything else that does not belong in the body just tries to eliminate it as fast as possible. Not so with these botanicals. So that's what the fun of this reference is, I think.
And I swear by the book. I use it every day, literally every day. I'm looking something up with the charts and everything in it. And short of having you on my right hand and speed dial, the book is amazing. Mary Esther, thank you again so much. We are so blessed to have you and your knowledge. I know that everybody on this call and everybody in APLGO Nation that wasn't able to make this call, that'll hear it on the replay, is not only going to learn a lot, but they're going to take that knowledge and be able to help themselves, their families, and their friends. So I'd like to thank you so much. Thank everybody that joined us tonight. This is Ruth Main for APLGO saying thank you so much. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. We'll see you all again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you.